This is Ken from Coffee Crafters, and I wanted to do a short video on how to change a contactor in an Artisan, any of the Artisan 6 through Artisan XE. And it's fairly easy to change, and one of the things you want to do is take note of where the wires plug in. They're actually all marked on here, but if you do what I do, you'll take a picture of it with your phone and then make sure you get it back to the same place. The tools we're going to need for this is just a regular Phillips screwdriver, and I use needle nose pliers to pull the wires off of the terminals. So we're going to change this right hand contactor here, and we have 2 wires on the bottom, 2 wires on the top. Those are the wires that go through and connect to the heat element. The ones that control the device are on the side. And so I'm going to go ahead and pull those off. So those are the wires on the sides. Get the ones on the bottom. And that's it, I got the wires off. There are 2 screws that hold the contactor into place. There's one in the upper right hand corner and one in the lower left hand corner. And so we're going to take those off. There's one. And 2. So we're going to put this new contactor in the very same orientation. If you're changing a SSR, or excuse me, a contactor in one of the early models, it might be a Packard brand, and it might have a different number of tabs on the side, but it does exactly the same thing as long as you plug the top tabs here in the right spot. I think some of them had actually 4 on each one. These just have 2 for each one for the hot leads going through, and then 2 tabs on each side. One of the things I've noticed that helps is if you go ahead and kind of put the screw in there and then put it into place. It makes it a little bit easier to get it started. There's one. All right, so we got the contactor back in place. And then we're just going to plug the wires in the same orientation they were before. The ones on the side are a little bit difficult to get started because there's not a lot of room clearance in there, but there we go. Get that other one started. And then we have this one that crosses over. One of the things you want to check, and I just felt it with this one, from taking these connectors on and off, they can loosen up a little bit. You want to make sure they go on tight. So when I put this one hot lead on the bottom, it was a little bit loose, and I'm going to reach in there with my needle nose pliers and give it a squeeze, tighten it up a little bit, and then we'll make sure that it's nice and tight and gets a good connection. And we'll plug the other ones back in. And the same way, this one went on a little bit loose, so I'm going to reach in there and just give that a squeeze, make sure that's nice and tight. All the wires are in the right location, and that's how quick it is to change a contactor.